Hello and welcome to this edition of Temple Update. I'm Tasia Morgan.
And I'm Rebeccah Hendrickson. We begin with the government gridlock that is leaving many government employees without their paychecks. It is now day 10 of the government shutdown. Thousands of government employees remain idle as the nation awaits an end to the stalemate.
And many government offices and services remain closed. Updates Deleon is live in Center City with information on how the shutdown is affecting us here in Philadelphia. Gina?
Thanks, guys. The Philadelphia city government is not being affected by the shutdown, but the shutdown has closed down the historical landmarks around the Philadelphia area operated by the National Park Service. I made my way to Old City to speak with a few visitors on how the shutdown is affecting their visit.
The government shutdown is affecting people all over the country. At Independence Hall, the sidewalk is chained up with no pedestrians allowed on that side of the street. Although the building was inaccessible, tourists could still see the Liberty Bell through the glass. Virginia natives Amber and Ava Segfeld tell us why they are disappointed.
Her teacher had told her that this could count as a field trip if she were able to see it and write a report, but unfortunately she won't be able to write that report. It's nice to be able to see it through the glass, but it's certainly not the same as being able to be right there and have a tour.
Hundreds of thousands of federal workers fell into unpaid leave, while the military, TSA, and Border Control are still operational, including personnel such as Angela Lang.
Not only are we missing out on this, but I also work on a military base, and many of my coworkers were furloughed. I was fortunate enough to be considered an accepted essential employee, so I'll still be working, but we don't know when our paychecks will come.
The next big deadline could come next week, when the U.S. could reach the federal debt limit unless the Congress agrees to raise the federal debt ceiling. Reporting live from Center City for Temple Update, I'm Gina Deleon.
The government shutdown affects more than just national monuments. The loss of funding has made it more difficult for Temple's ROTC to get access to the vehicles instructors use for off-campus lessons. Lieutenant Colonel Greg Nardi says, fortunately, the problem hasn't had a big impact on Temple's program.
We know that we've had times in the past where there have been issues with money, and we know that that's part of what we have to train the cadets as they become officers, and what we think about ourselves is just how do you continue to train, continue to educate if you don't have all the resources that you would like to have.
Cadet stipends have also been cut due to the shutdown. Students use these stipends to defray some of the costs of ROTC.
President Barack Obama will meet with members of the Republican Party at the White House today in an attempt to reach an agreement on raising the debt ceiling. Temple Update will continue to follow this story. A Temple University senior is suing the Atlantic City Police Department after a violent confrontation that was caught on tape. The surveillance video shows David Castellani after he was asked to leave the casino for being underage. At one point, Castellani appears to be yelling at or calling the police. Several officers are shown tackling Castellani, then hitting him with their clubs. Castellani was charged with resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and aggravated assault on an officer.
All charges have been dropped against former Temple student Praise Martin Ogwike. The former football player was charged with rape in May of 2012. His attorney said charges were dropped after reviewing the woman's text messages that indicated she was not truthful about the incident. Martin Ogwike was suspended from the football team after being charged and now attends a New Jersey community college. His attorney released a statement saying, in part, "While we appreciate the decision made today, we are saddened that it took 18 months for them to do the right thing. There is no word on whether his full scholarship will be reinstated."
As charges were dropped for one Temple football player, another pleaded guilty to 2 counts of disorderly conduct and 1 count of harassment. Senior defensive tackle Kamal Johnson was accused of assaulting and kidnapping his former girlfriend. The kidnapping charges were later dropped. Johnson has been sentenced to 270 days of probation. The athletic department released a statement saying Kamal Johnson continues to be a student at Temple University and a member of the football team.
University President Neil Theobald can be seen cheering on Cherry and White at sporting events all over campus. Updates Kevin Ott has more on the president's relationship with Temple athletics.
Neil Theobald comes to Temple knowing what it takes to succeed in the classroom and on the field. Serving as a chief financial officer at Indiana University, Theobald was involved in the start of the Big Ten Network, managing funds in the area of athletics to help make money for the university.
Athletics is the front door for so many people in the community to come into Temple and get to know the things we do.
Theobald has made his presence visible in major Temple sporting events, such as last year's NCAA basketball tournament and this season's football opener at Notre Dame. Although football and basketball are Temple's main revenue-generating sports, President Theobald is keen on supporting the athletic department as a whole, checking out new sports all the time.
It's just fun to come out on a lovely day like this and see some field hockey, a game I've never seen before.
Before the team took the field against conference rival Rutgers, President Theobald supplied the Owls with a pregame speech.
I think it's great for our athletes to see the president at our game. I think we as administrators, we know that the president supports us. He's very athletic friendly in terms of supporting the athletes in our athletic department.
Yeah, I used to be a high school baseball coach, so I gave them the same speech I always gave my players. Is, when things get going tough, it's pride that matters.
After the team pulled off a 2-1 victory against the Scarlet Knights, the president came over once more to congratulate the team.
He was really impressed with the game of field hockey. He said it was an exciting game. He saw how hard our players were working, that they're just running all over the place.
Every time I interact with the players here, they're really wonderful. So it's wonderful to interact with them.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Kevin Ott.
Students, prepare your schedules. Spring 2014 registration is almost here. Priority registration for all doctoral and master's students begins Wednesday the 23rd. Undergraduate students will be eligible to register on an earned credit hour basis in the weeks following. Non-matriculated students will be able to choose their classes Wednesday, November 6th. Visit the website for the Office of the Registrar for your available registration date.
A college degree is a high-priced ticket that, along with university life, burns a big hole in the checkbook. Temple is working to help provide for students who have trouble affording an education. Updates Rita Kraynak has more.
Over 1,500 freshman students are benefiting from the new program that grants more financial aid across wider levels of achievement.
Our scholarships range from $3,000 to full tuition. We have our presidents, our provosts, our deans, our founders, and our university scholarships.
With these students' hard work, they helped bring in an above-average class to Temple this year.
They're just so academically talented. The SAT average for freshmen this fall rose 19 points. We brought in the largest honors class ever.
Several of these students counted on their achievements to help them pay for college.
My family doesn't have a lot of money in the first place, so I got almost half of my costs covered by financial aid.
Some freshmen said their financial aid made Temple the most affordable school for them.
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, so even applying to schools that were in-state, Temple was still the cheapest option.
Temple was able to provide me with a lot of financial aid, so that was my choice.
And for the students who just learned about these scholarships, many say if they had known about them before applying, they would have done their senior year quite differently.
I would have took high school way more serious.
Going to a school with an opportunity for a scholarship makes you work harder to get into that school.
Both students and university officials look forward to the benefits the scholarships will bring to Temple.
It's not only the opportunity for these students, but it's the challenges that they're going to present to us in the classroom, in our ability to give them the experiences that are truly going to make them Temple-made.
For Temple Update, I'm Rita Kraynak.
Tickets are now on sale at the Liacouras Center for this year's homecoming concert. Hip-hop artist B.O.B. and the Far East Movement will be headlining the performance. Update Stetson Miller took to campus to find out what students think of the lineup.
He's a great performer, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be one of the best homecomings that we've had here at Temple.
He's a great artist, so I'm pretty excited, but at the same time, I feel like Temple could have done better.
I like B.O.B. I do think they could have gotten someone better, but I'll probably still be going just because he's someone.
I like B.O.B. I haven't listened to him in a while. I know some of his older stuff, but yeah, I look forward to it. I think it's a good choice.
I'm excited for B.O.B. to come. I think it's going to be exciting, and yeah.
So you're going to go?
Yeah, I'll probably go.
Any songs you like?
Most of them. Magic.
The concert is on October 19th. Tickets are priced at $20 with a TUID and $40 without one. Whoopi Goldberg is one of only 11 performers in history who have won all 4 major American Entertainment Awards, an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Now Whoopi can add the Lou Klein Excellence in the Media Award to her list of accolades. Goldberg will be honored at Temple's annual ceremony as she joins the ranks of previous honorees such as Anderson Cooper and Matt Lauer. Receiving the Alumni in the Media Awards will be Kevin DeGandhi, David Henry, Deborah Robinson, and the late E. Stevens Collins. We spoke with MC and previous honoree Professor Amy Caples about the upcoming event.
To have my very own Louie this year. Being in the room for the Lou Klein Alumni in the Media Awards is like being in the who's who of Philadelphia media. People come back to the city for this event. It is a real eye-opener to the power of the School of Media and Communication in the media industry.
To all of you.
Be sure to watch TUTV's live coverage of the Lou Klein Awards starting at noon on Thursday, October 17th. Still to come, we take a look at a university annual event celebrating coming out and speaking out. Plus, dancers, singers, and actors, this group has it all. We'll give you an inside look at a Western musical that is making its way to Tomlinson Theater.
And an annual event in Fishtown got kids painting and parents drinking. We have the highlights from the event coming up.
And I'm Tommy Sladek here at the Sports Desk with a recap on Temple's home game against nationally ranked Louisville.
All good things must come to an end. We couldn't have those warm, sunny days forever. But will this rain affect your weekend? I've got your 5-day forecast coming up. Temple Update will be right back.
Oklahoma is taking the stage at Temple's Tomlinson Theater for a fall performance. Update's Ryan Hutchison strapped on his dancing shoes to find out what the Western musical is all about.
Temple Theater travels back in time to Rodgers and Hammerstein's classic, Oklahoma. Directed by Peter Reynolds and choreographed by Maggie Anderson, Oklahoma's message of new beginnings and finding your home still ring true today.
Telling the story of relationships, about place, about people, about a sense of belonging, about where home is. You know, at its core, these are different circumstances and a different place than we're in now, but it's still the same human stuff that we deal with now.
I think Oklahoma is really about finding your home, and that's the most important message that the show has to share with us today.
But the story and the moral and working together as a community and the opportunity for a new frontier and new beginnings is really clear, and I think that can be applied anywhere.
First opening on Broadway in 1943, Oklahoma completely changed the way musicals were made.
We wouldn't have the Les Mises and the Cats and the Sound of Music and the West Side Stories. None of that would be here without Oklahoma.
It's a pretty traditional piece that a lot of the country knows, but for here, us at Temple, it allows us to be really united with one another and to bring back something that's pretty historical in musical theater and bring it to the more modern world.
With a cast of 35, Oklahoma is one of Temple Theater's biggest projects to date. Oklahoma premieres on October 9th and runs until October 20th. Tickets are $10 with any Temple student ID. To purchase tickets and for more information, visit templetheaters.ticketleap.com. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Ryan Hutchison.
National Coming Out Week kicked off with a launch party and drag show. Members of the organization strutted their stuff at the Temple Performing Arts Center Monday evening. Attendees received free t-shirts and other giveaways at the door. Other events for the weekly-long program includes a panel discussion, another drag show, and a Come Out, Speak Out event. Live music, foods, and crafts for the kids. What more could you ask for a full afternoon? Update Chris Denison casted his way to Fishtown to get the bait.
Who could pass up a beautiful day filled with live music, giveaways, and bottomless boots of beer? Fishtown's 6th annual River City Festival welcomed hundreds of Philadelphians Saturday afternoon in Penn Treaty Park.
It's free, it's nice out, it's a good park, you know, good neighborhood up here.
People of all ages and communities came out to enjoy themselves and partake in the festivities.
It's a great atmosphere, lots of families, music. Everybody comes together in a collective way. Every year that they have these, whether it's the Shad Fest or this, it seems like it gets bigger and bigger each time. And it really brings everybody together. It's a great thing to be a part of.
There were plenty of activities to occupy young attendees. Children enjoyed playgrounds, moon bounces, face painting, and different arts and crafts. Older attendees occupied the beer tent and explored different vendors stationed around the park. People also enjoyed live music from different local bands.
The band Cheers Elephant. My brother is the guitarist, and I make it to every show that I possibly can, so I came all the way from New York City just to see them play.
Here at Penn Treaty Park at the River City Festival, there's free food, music, and fun for everyone. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Chris Denison.
Still to come, Sladek will be at the sports desk with a major change in the football team's starting lineup.
And Temple coaches took on a crosstown rival on all-new turf.
Hello, Owl fans, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Sladek. One field hockey player scored not one, not two, but 3 goals. But first, the football team looked to take on the Louisville Cardinals in the Battle of the Birds. On Saturday, the Owls were back in South Philly to take on the number 7 ranked Louisville Cardinals. Heisman candidate Teddy Bridgewater and the Cardinal offense came out firing, scoring 24 points in the first half. The Owls went into the break with 0. Quarterback Connor Riley played all of 2 drives before being replaced by freshman P.J. Walker. Walker went on to pass for 182 yards, including a 9-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Fitzpatrick in the 4th quarter. However, this mid-game QB switch was not enough, and the Owls went on to lose the game 30-7. The Sports Desk's Simone Cuccurullo got a closer look at the freshman quarterback who has moved from the sideline to starter.
Quarterbacks are known for being the leaders of the offense and setting the tone of the game. But when the Owls failed to produce offensively versus Louisville, Coach Rule decided to make a change, bringing new energy to the field.
I wanted someone who could move, so I just put PJ in there for a series, and I just liked the way it looked. And then the second series, he took us all the way down the field with his legs and with his arm, decision-making. It was kind of in that moment I said, let's just stay with the young guy and let him go.
After the first half, Temple only had 120 yards compared to Louisville's over 300. P.J. Walker threw 85 of those yards after checking in the game for Connor Riley.
We went 3 and out the second drive. P.J. went in, and P.J. moved the ball. He moved up and down the field, and he scored points at the end. So P.J. did his job.
Even though Walker wasn't sure he'd get playing time against the 7th-ranked Cardinals, he had a positive mentality going into the game.
I've been preparing all year as I was a starter, and that's the way the coaches want me to prepare, so I just do what they tell me, and my mindset is to prepare every week like a starter.
Walker's success included 182 passing yards and throwing 1 touchdown late in the 4th quarter. This was enough to prove to Coach Rule that he is now capable as a starter.
I felt like PJ was ready to go. You know, we've known all along what PJ was going to be, but we just had to wait till he was kind of ready. And I think anybody that watched PJ out there saw that, you know, there's something special there, I believe. So I would think probably coming out on Sunday, he would go with the ones. Reporting
for Temple Update, I'm Simone Cuccurullo.
On Friday, the 18th ranked field hockey team suffered a heartbreaking 2-1 overtime loss to number 17 ranked Louisville. However, Sunday's game was a different story. Temple's Molly Doyle scored a hat trick, lifting the team to a 3-1 victory over visiting Bucknell. This win boosts the team record to 9-3. The Owls will look to continue their success on Friday when they take on visiting Providence. The women's volleyball team looked to start off their American Athletic Conference home opener with a W. Supported by a lively home crowd, the Owls went on to sweep the visiting Memphis squad 3-0. Senior Elise Burkert finished with 11 kills and 9 digs, while sophomore Sandra Sidlick recorded 15 digs and a massive 36 assists. This victory improves the team record to 11-4 overall. These matchups are looking good for the weekend. If you can't make it to any of these events, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @TU_SportsDesk for all the latest updates. Back to Becca in the studio.
Basketball coach Fran Dunphy went head-to-head with St. Joe's coach Phil Martelli, but this time not on the court. The Big Five rivalry made its way to South Philly sports bar Chickies and Pete's, where Temple coaches took on their St. Joe's counterparts on the game show Philly Feud. Representing the Cherry and White was Dunphy, women's basketball coach Tanya Cordoza, crew coach Gavin White, and fencing coach Nikki Frank. Contestants showed off their college and Philly sports knowledge, and lack thereof in some cases, answering trivia questions for points. The Owls vs. Magis edition of Philly Feud will air on PHL 17 on Saturday, October 19th. Coming up on Temple Update, Alexandra Gallo will be here with your 5-day forecast. Do we need rainbows this week? She'll let you know.
And in celebration of Temple Update's 25th year anniversary, we'll take you back to the 80s. Temple Update is about to get fresh when we return.
Temple University is continuing its efforts to go green. The university's newest sustainability project will put 63 solar panels on the roof of Edberg Olson Hall. This is the first project of its kind for any college or university in the city of Philadelphia. The senior vice president for construction has received requests from students to explore alternative ways to save.
thought it was a great opportunity to bring solar to Temple's campus. It's a great tool to teach students about emerging technologies and also raise awareness about where our energy comes from.
The project is expected to be completed by January 2014. Now, Tasia, I have to say, the hardest part about living on a city campus is walking to class in the rain. My hair gets just so messed up.
Listen, I had to wear a hood the whole way here, and I was not pleased at all. At all, so. But yes, Gallo is with us in the newsroom with our weekend weather forecast.
Good morning, Becca and Tasia. What a difference a week can make. This time last week was in the 80s. In fact, the start of this week, there were 7 days straight that we reached 80 degrees. Currently, it's 56 and raining. Frank the frat boy wants to remind everyone who's leaving the house today to bring the umbrella, the rain jackets, even the rain boots. The rain will continue throughout the rest of the day, and it's going to be much colder than what we've been used to so far this fall. If you're getting ready for class soon, it's going to reach a high of 59 today. There are heavy winds though, so be careful with those umbrellas. Taking a look ahead to our weekend and 5-day forecast, the rain will continue throughout the day and into the night, and into tomorrow. It will be a little warmer with a high of 62 and a low of 56 degrees. The heavy winds will turn into more of a breeze, but hopefully any weekend plans you had are either inside or can be moved to inside because the rain will continue on. Saturday will be a high of 65 and again a low of 56 degrees. There's still a chance of showers that will continue into Sunday, but only 40%. It will be a high of 64 and a low of 51. Looking into the start of the week, Monday is Columbus Day, and that weekend rain might finally start to clear with only a 20% chance. We're looking at a high of 68 with cloudy skies and a low of a much colder 48. So not a good weekend, especially compared to what we've seen the past few weeks. For latest weather updates, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TU_WeatherWatch. I'm Alexandra Gallo. Becca and Tasia, back to you.
They say true love never ends, and neither does Temple Update.
Update has been going strong since 1988 and continues to grow each year.
Now, the faces behind this desk may change each semester, but the heart and soul of the show has remained the same since day one.
Welcome to Temple Update. I'm Lisa Johnson.
And I'm Lynn Giroux. Temple University continues to be a school for everyone. That's what the latest Temple enrollment figures show. Minority enrollment is up nearly 12% over 1987.
Healthcare professionals and community activists got together to talk about the healthcare crisis in this community. Temple Update's Brian Tate attended the forum held in North Philadelphia.
Legislators were on hand to hear the testimonies of the Gray Panthers and the Healthcare Coalition. The day-long event took place at the Bright Hope Baptist Church at 12th Street and Cecil B. Moore Avenue.
Students Against Driving Drunk visited main campus. Pontiac, which sponsored the event, held a contest where students had the chance to win a car.
James Harris, a wide receiver on the football team, will probably be playing basketball for John Chaney's basketball team once the football season ends.
For Lisa Johnson, John Hertz, and the entire crew, I'm Lynn Giroux. Have a great day.
That's all for this edition of Temple Update. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for the latest news and information. Just search Temple Update.
You can also watch us on Comcast Channel 50 and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Tasia Morgan and the rest of the Update team, I'm Becca Hendrickson. We'll see you next week.